The name of this book is Copperheads by Ted O'Hare. A copperhead is a member of the snake family called Crotalidae, and that means that a copperhead is in the same snake family as the rattlesnakes that I just read to you. A cottonmouth is also a Crotalidae, and the copperhead and the cottonmouth are very close cousins. So, this book is by Ted O'Hare, who wrote the other snake books that I picked up. I really like them. So let's learn about copperheads. Copperheads are members of the Crotalidae family. Like all snakes, copperheads are reptiles. The copperhead is a venomous snake. It gets its name from the color of its head, which is like the color of a new copper penny. See? He's kind of copper colored, like a penny. Much of the copperhead's head and body are the color of copper. The venomous cottonmouth or water moccasin is the copperhead's closest cousin. And that is a picture of a cottonmouth or water moccasin. And remember, I told you that these guys are close cousins. They're the closest cousins. So a copperhead and a cottonmouth are very close cousins and members of the Crotalidae family, just like rattlesnakes are. Where they live. Copperheads live in the eastern United States and in Texas. They live mostly in dry leaves, rotten logs, stone walls, wooded hills, and piles of trash. There are usually ponds, streams, and swamps nearby. The copperhead hibernates in dens during the short, cold winter days. Hibernates means that he goes in the den and sort of sleeps. His metabolism gets real slow and he sort of sleeps during the short winters. As the days grow longer, the copperhead likes to lie in the sun's warmth. The northern copperhead lives in the eastern and central United States. That is a northern copperhead. The broad-banded copperhead lies in leaf litter. That is the broad-banded copperhead. What they look like. The copperhead's thick body is covered with scales. Each scale has a small ridge down the middle. Its light brown body with dark markings is easily hidden in piles of dead leaves. This makes it well camouflaged. He can hide in those leaves. Hidden by its coloring, an Osage copperhead coils on dry leaves. Look, he's the same color as all those dried leaves. And sometimes their camouflage is so good you can't even see them. The Trans-Pecos copperhead lives only in western Texas and parts of nearby Mexico. This is a Trans-Pecos copperhead. Their senses. Copperheads stick out their tongues to pick up the scent of their prey. The Jacobson's organ in the roof of the snake's mouth analyzes the scent. In this way, the snake learns what is nearby. The eyes and the two heat receptor pits on the snake's face tell the snake about the location and the size of the prey. The copperhead strikes as soon as the prey is close enough. The copperhead uses its long forked tongue to sense its surroundings. See there? The head and mouth. The copperhead has long, hollow fangs. These are folded against the roof of the mouth. The fangs are extended when the snake bites prey. Muscles around the venom glands shoot the venom through the fangs and into the prey. A venom collector opens a copperhead's mouth to force venom from the snake into the glass jar. He's collecting venom. Sometimes they call that milking a snake. But there's a glass jar here with a rubber septum on it, and he gets the snake to bite down on that. The venom glands right here. And its fangs, you can see. When the snake bites down on that rubber septum right here, it pumps all that venom down into this glass, and the human that's doing that right there collects that. And they use that to help study the snakes and to make anti-venom in case a person gets bit. So that's pretty cool. The snake's jaws stretch. This means the snake can swallow the animal whole. The windpipe goes from the throat to the front of the mouth, and this lets the snake breathe while it's swallowing prey. A copperhead stretches its jaws to swallow a mouse. See? Swallowing that mouse whole because his jaws can stretch. Did you know copperheads have been known to live for more than 20 years? It's a long time for a snake. Baby copperheads. The copperhead mother has between 1 and 14 babies in the late summer or early fall. The baby is about 8 inches long and has a yellow tail. The young copperhead will shed its skin about 10 days after it's born. A mother copperhead gives birth to live young, which will soon leave her and crawl off on their own. There is a mother copperhead with some babies. Did you know? It takes about 3 years for a baby copperhead to become an adult. Did you know? Birds, pigs, and other snakes eat copperheads? I didn't. It's another copperhead. It says that this copperhead finds mouse prey by sensing the heat of its body. So, he's able to sneak up on it, see a little mouse, and eat it. Their prey: mice, lizards, frogs, insects, and birds are prey for the copperhead. Young copperheads wiggle their tails to attract prey. While the prey watches the tail, the snake bites the animal. The copperhead then swallows its prey head first. The great horned owl is one of the birds that eats copperheads, although it risks death from the snake's venomous bite. This is a great horned owl, right here. And they'll eat a copperhead. But it says if the copperhead bites it, it could die. I don't think I want to eat a snake that bad. But he will. Their defense. Copperheads lie very still when an enemy approaches. They lie camouflaged in dead leaves. Copperheads do not like to fight. If a copperhead is disturbed, it vibrates its tail back and forth. If the enemy comes too close, the copperhead strikes. Copperheads lie quietly unless they're disturbed. Look at that copperhead lying in all that leaf debris. You see how good that he can hide in there? He's the same color. Copperheads and people. Copperhead venom does not often kill people. However, it can make the person sick and damage the tissue around the bite. Scientists are studying copperhead venom. It may be very valuable in finding out more about human blood. This is a southern copperhead pulling his head back to begin eating. Now, the southern copperhead. Copperheads